viene el 13, güey. Acabamos este. En la tarde completamos el que queda, güey. Ah, cierto, ya tenemos el poder del Sharingan, güey.
I spent my whole life swimming in lies.
Y perdiste un brazo encima, güey. No mames.
Emily, what a waste. I feel like I know nothing. That I have to learn everything all over again. I'm a demon. I age more slowly. I can mentally manipulate people. I don't even know if it's a good thing or a curse.
Sí.
No. No, this is an advantage.
Sí, güey, obviamente, no
Pretty
mames.
quickly, I think. Damn it. What a mess. Come on. Man up, Louis. I'm still the same old me. Demon or not, I'm still in charge of my actions. And this father, I know nothing about. Yes, I've still got a lot to
Sí,
learn.
mijo mío, te queda mucho
It's
por
enough to
aprender.
drive you crazy. Everything I believed in, nothing holds true anymore. Pull yourself together, man. I need to find some answers. There's no way of being alone for a minute.
Lo R, tranquilo, güey, tranquila. Mantera, señora. Pero quiere sujetarse.
Sir Gregory?
Good day, Louis.
Creo que ya
I
sabe,
think it
¿no?
would be good to talk. How are you feeling?
Pero perdí un
I don't
brazo,
know.
¿tú qué crees?
I understand. I heard that William spoke to you at last about our nature and our family. It's a good thing, but you must be a bit shaken up.
Obviamente.
That's the least you can say.
I bid you welcome among us, Louis.
Mira,
Knowing
sí, sí, sí es
William,
buena gente,
he
entonces.
probably didn't go into any detail about our family, so if you have any questions, don't hesitate to
A ver,
ask.
vamos a apuntarle al güey. ¿Desde cuándo existimos?
How long has our family been in existence?
We have been here since the very beginning.
What do you mean, exactly?
Are you trying to get information from me?
No, not at all. I was just wondering why that particular question seemed to disturb you.
Let us not insist then. You yourself weren't very convinced by the question,
Okay.
it seems.
Ok, sí, claro. ¿Cuántos somos en
How
la
many of
familia?
us are there in the family?
We are 8 brothers and sisters.
O sea, 8 y 8.
What do you mean by brothers and sisters if we can change bodies?
You reason with logic.
Sí,
We
obvio.
have retained the human habit. When we first come into this world, we retain a certain attachment to our first envelope. If we are born as a man, we are brothers. If we are born as a woman, we are sisters.
Hey,
But I
¿tú
must
qué
admit,
deciste?
it has absolutely no real importance. They're just bodies.
Ok, te puedes embarazar, así que...
Well, tell me then. Are there any other families like ours?
There are officially 7, but
A
we're
la
the
verga.
oldest and therefore the most powerful.
Ah, o sea, somos de raza, güey. Tenemos pedigrito el pedo, ¿eh?
What's Lord Mortimer's problem?
I think he allows himself to be devoured by a need for recognition,
Has he always been like that?
more or less. But thinking about it, I believe that the birth of our latest sibling greatly accentuated his discomfort.
Eh,
Do you think he's jealous?
I didn't realize you were so good at behavioral analysis.
Obvio, sí,
Indeed,
se me da, soy
William
psicólogo.
certainly is prone to jealousy. Finding one's place, notably in the eyes of our father, is not easy, and we each do what we can to succeed. But I can't justify
dime que
this
eso es una peluca, güey.
perpetual rebellion against
Por
our
favor, dime que no
rules.
le gusta vestir así todos los días. O sea, no.
Is there a head of the family?
You'll see. You'll meet them all, of course, when you are ready. They created us and set out the rules, especially our father. As for
Hola,
our mother,
verga.
she retired from the political stage. We
¿Qué?
don't see
¿Sigue
her much
viva?
anymore.
Excelente.
I think that all these questions simply bore her.
I see. There is still much to learn.
Yes, it's true. You've got some catching up to do, my boy. One thing you
Verás
must
tú, eh?
understand regarding any disagreements that might arise between William and myself is his position with regard to mankind.
Mankind.
What do you mean?
Wow.
Well, for centuries we've been trying to help, and therefore
O sea, es lo que
preserve
dicen, o sea, son
humanity.
buenos, o sea,
Monarchies
como
are
quien dice, güey.
simple and practical. They enable us to inspire humanity efficiently, and I can't understand why William wants to replace them with democracy.
Porque es mejor la democracia, güey, que todos hablen, todos tengan un voto.
But if your intention is not to dominate the human race, why not let them be master of their own
¿Ya
destiny?
ves?
I
Ah,
perfectly
ponte
understand this
verga.
type of reaction from you. Less from William.
¿Eh?
The main thing you're lacking is time. Man is transient, and one of his particularities is that he does not learn from the errors of his peers. He uses up an incredible amount of energy building and destroying whatever he himself has put into place.
Sí,
If we weren't here
la
to help him,
la Atlántida.
guide them, I sincerely believe that humanity would have become extinct by now. We are eternal, Louis. When we plan ahead, we do it for the long term.
Sí, claro. Cuando planeamos algo, lo hacemos algo a largo plazo.
Well, indeed, from that point of view, it is better to guide them.
It's
Sí.
rare for a novice demon to manage to stop thinking like a man so quickly. It has taken centuries for our family to establish relative peace between demons. Thanks to this policy, we have been able to decide everything by confining the other families to subordinate roles.
Claro,
And now
sí.
William is obsessed with disrupting everything.
Peace between demons? What do
Madre
you mean?
mía.
I'm not talking about conflicts within our family. If that was all there was, everything would be fine. But several other families, younger but nonetheless powerful, are trying to upset the balance. At present, we dominate most of the major countries around the globe. But some families are pushing, via less influential countries, to gain ground. Do you understand?
As best I can, yes.
When the time comes, you must take up a position on the political chessboard. I only hope your father doesn't take you down with him.
Prepara no traerse consigo su cuida. ¿Está en peligro? ¿Estoy yo en peligro? ¿Es una invitación para que lo siga usted? ¿Está en peligro?
Are you suggesting he might be in danger?
Well, Louis, our father's patience is not limitless. If William ever does go too far, then yes, he will be in danger. I want you to make an informed choice. Now go and see your father, see what he has to say, and then think it over very carefully.
That's exactly
El internet, excelente. Vaya. Ahí está ya.
what I
Regresamos.
intended to do. Thank you, Uncle.
Don't mention it. If I've been able to help you in any
Tío,
way,
ya le dices tío,
No, no.
güey. A la verga, Qué audaz, chaval. Qué audaz. Robert Mortimer en su estudio. Ok. El estudio de Mortimer está del otro lado. Pero luego perdimos un brazo, es que somos idiotas, güey. No puede ser, güey. Perdimos un brazo. De la manera más estúpida, porque seguí una guía. O sea, es lo más imbécil. Seguí una puta guía y perdí el brazo. O sea, en plan, ¿what? Vamos a hablar con el padre, güey.
His Holiness awaits my report.
¿Qué lo hice? Puto loco. Ah, podemos leer su mente. Ver si tiene pensamientos sexuales o gays. O papá. Igual Washington este, ¿no? Pasó, señor Washington.
Louis, busy as always, I see.
Ah, pues ya ves,
How
ahí lo
lucky
hace.
you are. I must admit I'm trying
Yo lo
to
maté
kill the
cortando por
boredom
eso.
myself.
¿Cómo la ves? ¿Qué se tiene usted? Tengo que admitir que yo también...
I get the impression we're all in the same boat.
And here I was thinking you might have some juicy gossip.
I wish I could entertain you, but apart from recommending a few paintings, I don't know what to suggest.
That's very kind of you, but I'm quite sick of gazing at all those modern paintings.
Pues sí, güey, es que en
Thank
ese
you all
entonces
the
no había
same.
PC gamers, güey. ¿Cómo le hacían antes para divertirse, güey? No mames, yo me moría de aburrimiento, güey. Hombre, antes existía pues el trabajo, ¿sabes? Antes estaba la granja, no hacer tu ropa. Había más actividades que ahora, ¿no? Bueno, había más formas de entretenerse que ahorita. Ahorita pues con una PC ya se chingó, un celular ya se chingó, güey. Ya no ocupas más realmente. Antes sí había un chingo, o sea, todavía hay un montón, no hay más, obviamente hay más formas de entretenerse, pero antes, o sea, era más barato. Y más productivo, más productivo. Mortimer.
Louis, I was sure you would stay. I'm proud of you.
Hombre, le disparan.
You've made the right choice. You must have been disappointed not to have been able to speak to Sarah one last
Por
time.
revivirla como
I
demonio.
would have liked her to tell you herself.
Well, I guess I'll never know now.
True. Even so, there is one more thing I haven't told you about her. Sarah was my daughter.
¿Qué?
But why didn't you tell me the truth about her?
I
ver.
thought that might be too many truths to absorb at one time. I
ver,
intended
güey.
to tell you afterwards.
O sea, creo que
You
lo
were
de
in a
Sara
hurry, so I
no es
needed to
impactante
see.
que me diga que soy un
You've been
puto
able to
demonio, ¿sabes?
understand
Pudiste
and
haber soltado
choose
la
for
otra
yourself.
primero.
How do you feel?
Hard to say.
Intrigado, güey.
Quite curious to find out more. My
Sí,
whole way of
obviamente.
thinking has been blown apart in just a couple hours.
What could be more normal? It may have been a bit brutal, but you've just grown up in a very short space of time. From now on, you can influence your own future. I will guide you with all
Gracias.
the time we need.
You're not the first to make me that offer.
What do you mean by that?
Your brother, Sir Gregory.
Señor Gregorio.
Why am I not even surprised? What did he say?
Ah, me habló de su padre.
According to him, the family is a prickly subject for you.
He exaggerates. I don't have problems with all our family, far from it. I admit I find it difficult to follow the path set out before me sometimes. I don't share their vision, and they don't understand me.
They find you unstable.
I don't impose anything on anyone. Following my own path.
But where does it
Hago algo
lead?
que me va la puta
I
gana.
suppose I should explain. For centuries now, demons have emerged in and around great leaders all over the world. But like true tyrants, they have governed with an iron fist in a studded glove.
That's the impression I get.
But you see, people's discontent is increasing, and they are too high up to hear it. They take themselves for gods. Sooner or later, the
Como les
people
borra
will
la
turn
memoria, en
against
plan,
us,
soy un dios,
just
cállate
as
la
they
verga.
have in the past.
Cállate
Each
los
time
hijos,
it's
por favor.
happened, many of us have died. We must master the humans, yes, but
funcionaron.
gently. And the best way of doing that is by
sea, los
allowing
humanos sí los
them
pueden
a free
matar.
choice, Louis.
Interesante.
So that's your project.
Of course, not entirely, no. It is easier to keep control over people who slumber than people who are oppressed. A man with nothing to lose is a dangerous man. Whereas, if you give him a roof, food, and entertainment, he will do whatever you want. The
Buen
best
punto.
way of getting them to achieve something is to make them think it was their idea. For that,
Cierto.
they
Eso sí
have
lo he
to
leído en
feel
muchos
as
lados.
if they are
De
free.
que si
Hang
quieres
What do you mean?
Look at the United
eso de
States.
que
From the start, I
para jugar con la
introduced an
persona
idea
tienes que
that
hacer
would
pensar
change
que fue idea
everything.
suya y
The
toda esa
idea
madre.
that everything is possible. Everyone can become
sí funciona, no
someone.
sé si sea
Is there
verdad, o
anything
sea.
more beautiful?
You mean it's not true?
Man can move mountains when he believes it is in his own interest. And what nobler cause is there than his own freedom?
Do you have any more examples?
Of course.
Hablamos de la esclavitud,
Talk to me about
excelente.
slavery.
¿Eh?
Well, take the slave trade, for example. It's an archaic practice that simply has to stop. Today, black slaves of America work for free and in unbearable
Oye, sí,
conditions.
qué pedo.
Tomorrow,
Bueno, por algo
if
son
you free
esclavos,
the
güey.
blacks and offer them work along with a salary, they will bless you for it. Then,
Buen punto.
they will be integrated into the system. They will be taxable. Once they are free, they will have to work for a roof, pay taxes, and feed their families. Maybe we could take away the civil rights of prisoners, for example. In this way, we'll keep control of all those who respect the system and benefit from the others as workforce.
Sí, sí. La emancipación de las mujeres, a ver
And what
esta.
would you propose for women?
They must be given the right to work and to vote. Look, at the moment, they don't work.
Pensé que iba a
They
salir con
take
una
care
armada,
of
güey.
raising children. What a mistake. We have to get them out of the house. Make them work. In this way,
Sí,
not
que hagan
only
más
will they
sándwiches,
become
pero en la calle.
consumers, but they will also delegate the job of education to the system. We could guide humanity from a young age, Louis, don't you see? Today, we are wasting too much time.
but obscurantism. By harping on this concept of good and evil, guilt and redemption, look where men are now, locked up in beliefs that should no longer exist. It's time for men to rediscover themselves and to take control of their
Sí, güey, la
lives
verga, la
as they
religión,
really
no
are,
mames, güey.
without any
Esa
moral
pinche madre es
judgment.
como una prisión de mentalidad pendeja, güey, progreso.
Tell me what you think about progress.
Pero ¿qué
Progress is
progreso, güey?
essential, Louis. It's the future.
Sí,
What
obviamente,
else?
pero...
Progress must liberate humanity from burdensome chores. Progress must replace man wherever his presence is not obligatory. It creates both the desire and the need. It will liberate women as soon as the machines are able to do all the chores in the home automatically. It will bring men together by bringing a faster means of locomotion. Look at the
O sea,
cultural
máquinas
revolution
como
that printing brought
excavadoras y todo
about. But
ese
the most
pedo, ¿a qué se
important of
refiere?
all has already been laid. The foundation stone. Freedom of speech. The First Amendment of the Constitution.
Ajá, la democracia.
Must be
Todos
opposed to
tenemos la
every
libertad de
project.
expresión,
So, above all,
perros.
don't develop a one-track approach. Otherwise, man won't have enough room for expression to feel free. If man sees his chains, he will only want to break them. If we give men the feeling that they are free, I am convinced that they will exceed their limits. And it is only from that condition that humanity shall rise up.
But do you want to dominate or raise humanity higher?
I want it
Ambas.
to advance. I want it to progress. Man is our vessel. If he progresses, then so do we. Wouldn't you like to know what we really are?
Who do you mean? Demons?
Yes, us. Our species. I've been searching for
sí,
centuries,
sí.
trying to find a way to explain the reason of our existence. But humanity has not yet evolved enough to make
Güey, creo
any
que hasta
progress on
ahorita,
this subject.
2021,
I am
la gente
convinced
se quedaría en
that
plan,
the
no mames,
sciences will
demonios, güey.
bring that knowledge
Sí, con los
someday.
fantasmas se sacan de pedo. Ahora
So,
imagínate con demonios,
that's your
ángeles y toda esa
objective, is
madre.
it?
Su
To
puta
understand
madre, güey. Se
who we
vuelven
are.
locos, güey.
I see your point.
Our family clings to its privileges and to the past, and that's how they are putting us in danger. The time has come for change. Now that you
Hora de
know your
cambiar
true
promesas de un
nature,
falso
there are
político.
still a few things I need to teach you.
What do you
como
mean
que-
exactly?
A new skill, and not the least, Louis. It's
Oye,
about
a ver.
taking control of a person.
Hola, a ver. I'm ready, dale.
Okay,
Dale.
let's not waste any more time.
I deduce that you're impatient to master what's in store for you.
¿Qué te
That
lo hizo
is
pensar?
good. I thought I'd mix business with pleasure for this first time.
What do you mean by that?
The conference will come to a close shortly, as you know. Not that I'm fed up with archaic diplomacy, but it's time to ensure the success of this project. To make this happen, I would like Piaget to inform the Pope he has changed sides.
Piaggi. ¿Quién era Piaggi? ¿Qué no se supone que Piaggi es el papa?
You're going to use your powers to alter the votes?
The real game is about to begin, Louis. Up till now, the guests have been sizing each other up. From now on, it's time for Gregory and myself.
Digo,
to
tenemos un
play,
voto menos. Mi mamá
as
está
well
muerta,
as
así que...
you yourself. Now, here is my plan. I would like you to join His Eminence in his room.
Just play along. We'll see when the time comes. Very well. And then?
You're going to have to trust me. What we're going to do is painless for the human you are going to invade.
¿No le duele?
Yes, you're going to enter his mind.
Güey, este
and
juego se
take
vuelve
control.
raro cada vez más. ¿Qué
You're
pedo,
going to
güey?
influence his actions and his psyche. Make him speak, then concentrate. You must focus on him in order to feel his thoughts. Then, while speaking, you must link with him. Once you're done, you will naturally find your way to the source and enter into his thoughts.
But what if I fail?
Trust in your instincts. You just have to let
La-
yourself go.
Las últimas
You
veces
have
que
the
confío en mi
skill.
instinto,
Let your
la
nature
primera me
come
costó
to
la
the
cara,
fore.
la segunda me costó
You'll
el
see.
brazo,
If you fail,
la
you'll be in
tercera
for
me
some
costó mi
light
mamá. O sea,
banter
¿qué
with
pedo?
his
Debo dejar de
enemies.
confiar en mi
That's all.
instinto, güey.
There's nothing to be afraid of.
Very well.
Perfect. Go now. The cardinal is in his room.
Me ha salido caro
You will have
confiar
to
en mi
write a
instinto, así
letter
que este
to
güey
the
no
Pope,
tiene derecho a
as
hablar
if
porque no sabe lo
Piatti
que ha
had
pasado.
written it himself. In this letter, tell the Pope that whatever happens during the conference, he must follow my propositions. But be careful. In order to protect himself from counterfeiters, The Pope had Piaggi's hand tattooed with a symbol to be sure of his identity. You'll see when you're inside him. You'll understand. Once it's written up, just bring it back to me, and I'll send it off immediately.
All right, I'll take care of it.
Genial, güey. Bueno, güey, qué bueno que no me reclamó nada del pájaro, güey. ¡Ah, sí! Y encima maté al pájaro. 4 instintos. Creo que me está faltando algo, pero no sé. O sea, de cuestión de decir de qué me ha costado seguir mi puto instinto, güey. Piaggi. ¿Dónde está Piaggi, güey? Aquí era Washington, ¿no? No, era Bomb de Holler. Pues sí, güey, seguir mi instinto me ha salido bastante caro. Muy caro. El pie ya no está aquí. Ajá, sí, claro. ¿Quién está? Washington. Pensé que había visto algo brillar ahí. Joder, estoy loco. Estoy crazy. Piaggi, sí, claro, claro. Piaggi. Piaggi.
Ah, well, Louis, what brings you back to my chambers?
May I sit down?
Of course, Louis. Don't you feel good?
Yes, but if I'm gonna pass inside you, I'd better sit myself down first.
It's nothing, don't worry about it.
Well, what can I do for you?
Right. Now I need to concentrate.
I wanted to speak to you, Your Eminence.
Hablar de la política, hablar de la Santa Lanza, hablarle de los demonios.
I wanted to thank you for your help. I mean, for your time talking to me about the Holy Lance.
Oh, and did you find it? It's the crusade of a lifetime for some people, Louis. You are searching for another holy grail.
You're nearly there. Link into his thoughts.
Does it annoy you at all?
But what on earth is he trying to get at? Why do you ask, Louis? I don't follow.
For the glory, Your Eminence.
I can feel it coming. It's working.
What insolence? Why, really? I am a man of the church, Louis. May God keep me from such ambitions.
Right. Let me in, Your Eminence.
Why?
No, verga, lo vas a matar, güey.
I've done it. I've done it, damn it. He was right.
Oh, la verga, está tatuado el
This
papa,
is just
güey.
crazy. I can't believe it. Look at yourself, Louis. You better not get caught. Whoa. I still need to get used to this body. So, let's see about what Mortimer asked me.
Right. Well, it's time I got started.
Sí, tenemos que hacer una carta para el papa.
here to help me write that letter.
Ajá, sí, sí, sí. No tengo
I
forma de
have
validar mi
no means to
falsificación,
validate my
así que
forgery,
más
so
vale que
I
tome mi
better
tiempo
take
y
my
no me
time with and not make any mistakes.
Sí,
There
sí.
are 2 letters from the Pope on the desk. I should be able to get a clue or 2 by checking how well they correspond to each other. And
Supongo
here
que...
are 3 stamps. All are different.
Ajá. Lee las cartas, a ver, lee la primera carta. Mi estimado Giuseppe, dado mi salud, no me permiten aceptar la invitación de Sir Juan a la casa de Lord Mortimer. Le agradecería que esté en la conferencia, pero naturalmente debo darle gracias a nuestro anfitrión en mi nombre. Afiance nuestros acuerdos con Sir Gregory. Comuníquele que la operación relacionada con el cardenal obispo sigue su curso. Confío plenamente en usted. Que Dios lo bendiga y lo proteja. Sí, Giovanni, no utilice su sello personal cuando me escriba, sino el que tiene mi lema. Ok, ¿cuál es el lema? Sé que se encuentra de camino a la residencia. Espero que tenga un buen viaje, aunque me veo obligado a cruzar la campiña fresca. Ajá. Ok, dejar las casas. A ver.
Right. Well, let's start writing. Lord Mortimer asked me to discredit Sir Gregory and to announce Piaggi's final vote in his favor. As an introduction, Your Holiness,
Your
thank you
Holiness,
for your
thank
trust.
you for your trust. Desacreditar a Jon. What?
It turns out Now that I'm here, that I find Lord Mortimer's projects grant us many more advantages in comparison to what Sir Gregory had suggested.
Holmes
We are
Gregory,
talking about the future of the Holy See. There. That should be enough to justify the change of vote.
Interesante, sí. Desacreditar a ambos, o sea, no mames. Ajá. Ok, ¿ahora qué tengo que hacer? No puedo ver, güey. Escribo el código. Escribir
There's
un
a kind
código.
of code composed of 6 letters that they always write under the dates of their correspondence. According to Mortimer, it's got something to do with Piaggi's tattoo. I guess I'll have to write one for today's date. Now, ideally, it'd be better to do without it, but I'm going to need to be extremely clever here. Today, the date is 24/01/1793.
Oh, estamos en enero. Oh, champs. Casi, casi. No llegué al código, engaño. No. Pensar con lógica.
In the letters from the Pope, there are 6 letters just below the date, 2 just below the month, 4 others below the year. Piaggi's tattoo. It must be used to establish a connection between the letter of the concentric circle and the number shown in the middle. Some figures are the same in both codes, yet they correspond to different letters. The day is not translated. That must be the key to the code.
¿Qué?
Today the date is 24/01/1793.
24. Ajá. 24. What? A, E. Ajá. Whoa, what the fuck? No entiendo esto, güey. A
In
ver.
the letters from the Pope, there are 6 letters just below the date, 2
Ajá.
just below the month, 4 others below the year.
El mes.
Piaggi's
Y
tattoo.
el año.
It must be used to establish a connection between the letter of the concentric circle and the number shown in the middle.
Deben utilizarlo para establecer una conexión entre las letras del círculo y los números que aparecen en el medio. Sí, por ejemplo, 01EH. No, ¿me dejas ver, porfa? O sea, está la H, pero...
Some figures are the same in both codes, yet they correspond to different letters. The day is not translated. That must be the key to the code.
El día no está traducido. El día no está traducido, debe ser la clave del código. El día no está traducido. Sí, ya sé, o sea, es el mes y el año.
Today the date is 24/01/1793.
What? Estamos a 24. Es que no entiendo por qué pone JH, güey. O sea, no entiendo. O sea, es que no entiendo. ¿Del 3 al 10? Por ejemplo, aquí es 12. J al H. O sea, es 12. No, es que no entiendo, bueno. Debería ser JE, ¿no? O sea, aquí. Por ejemplo, EH. E17. No entiendo, güey. ¿Qué pedo? No, es que no entiendo. Ajá. A ver. O sea, todo esto cambia, si te das cuenta, güey. Sí. No sé, a ver, es que ¿a qué se refiere? Escribe el código, elige ese correcto. Es que ¿a qué se refiere, güey? No entiendo, güey. Es que no. Cuatro, 01, 1793. O sea, por ejemplo, aquí 1793 debería ser HBC. 1793, o sea, nomás ocuparía cambiar estos dos. Sí, sí, sí. Pero no entiendo, güey. A ver.
Today the date is 24/01/1793. Today the date is 24/01/1793.
Deja de escribirla, gracias.
Today the date is 24/01/1793. Today the date is 24/01/1793. Today the date is 24/01/1793.
What?
Today is the 24/01/1793.
Elegí un sello. Ajá.
On it is written, Flore in Domo Domini. Latin, it blooms in the house of God.
¿Por qué no? Está todo muy confuso este pedo, güey. O sea. Madre, güey. Termina la carta, vámonos. Vámonos de aquí, güey. Vámonos. ¿Ya podemos irnos?
Your Eminence, all ready to send... What's he doing here?
Damn it.
Que le valga verga, don.
Don't worry, he can't hear us.
What do you mean he can't hear us? What's going on here?
Es exorcizado, Luis.
Calm
Calmante.
down now.
Está muy
Monsieur
alterado por el
Berisha
brazo.
came to see me because he was having anxiety attacks and wanted something to help him relax. I'm afraid I've been a little heavy-handed.
You can say that again.
I was about to fetch someone to take care of him. Would you care to go?
There he is, and there he stays. The perfect opportunity.
¿Para
What
qué
do
o
you
qué?
mean?
It's been a while now that I've been hoping for a chance to get rid of him.
¿Qué? ¿Te quiere matar?
A secret.
No, I don't think I'd like to know about anything that would justify such an act.
I don't know what's wrong with you, but you really must pull yourself together. The conference will soon be on us, and I don't need you falling to pieces now.
Don't worry, I shall be there.
We've wasted enough time. What if he wakes up? If you don't want to
Acaba
get
de
your
despertar,
hands
tiene un
dirty,
calmante.
just turn away and leave everything to me.
This is not a decision to be taken lightly.
You're
¿Qué pedo, güey? ¿Por
defending
qué lo
him
quiere
now.
matar?
What are you talking about? Of course not.
He's made you change sides, hasn't he?
Oh, shit.
Committing a crime in my room is out of the question.
Out of the question.
It will all be on our heads. No doubt about it. I refuse to run the risk.
Right.
Quédate
Monsieur
aquí,
von
perro.
Gogh, I always
¡Órale!
act in the best interest of all. I assure you,
Everyone's entitled to an opinion.
you must have lost your mind to want to take such an extreme course
Espérate,
of
¿cómo te
action.
quiere
No
matar?
one's asking you to help me do it.
Le voy a decir a Paul, güey. Le voy a decir a Homa Gregory.
If you lay a finger on him, I'll denounce you to Sir Gregory. I'm warning you.
You old weasel! Very well, Piaggi, you win.
I
Easy.
refuse to let you do the first thing that comes into your head.
I don't know what the two of you are up to, but I'll find out sooner or later.
Easy.
Right. Time for me to get back into my body.
Solo te desconcentras y ya.
Right. Don't just stand there, Louis. Mortimer's waiting for you in the red salon.
Sí, Louis, por favor. Tranquiliza a Volner. Reúnete con Mortimer al comedor. Vamos. A que nos dé unas galletitas allá. Bueno, señora.
So, Louis, what was your first time like?
Pues, ¿qué le digo? ¿Qué le digo?
Here's your
Casi la
letter.
cago.
I have to admit, the experience was utterly amazing.
Come, tell me more.
Estoy deseando para volver a verlo. 2 veces. ¿Por qué 2 veces?
Not much else to say, other than I've already developed a taste for it.
Delighted to hear it. Bear in mind that you will discover many new things by going from body to body.
Is it possible to go from one body to another several times?
With practice, yes. Some of us have become masters in the art of bouncing from one body to another, to the extent that they can't be found. But you did it. Gregory, what can I do for you?
I've just come to make sure dear Louis has all the information he needs.
Needs for what?
You are free to make your
okay.
own choices, William. I would like the same for him, too.
There's nothing I want more, Gregory.
Your schemes will lead to your demise, brother. Don't involve Louis. He has nothing to do with all this. The end of the conference approaches, and this masquerade will soon be torn asunder. Don't drag him down with you in your disgrace.
Oh, ye of little faith.
On the contrary, brother, Louis has just entered the family. Give him a chance to find his place.
His place?
What place is that?
At the end of a leash, like all the others.
Don't listen
¿Va
to
a
him.
morir?
He's angry with our father.
And with good reason. He governs us in the same way he governs humanity. Through fear and submission.
Same old
Hasta
tune.
que entonces los
When
demonios
will
sí son
you
malos.
understand
Digo, el
that it's
papá es mal
necessary
pedo.
to impose order for things to move forward properly?
You are under his thumb and proud of it. Open your eyes, for crying out loud. His whole system has become outdated, and he's too old to see it. To our demise.
Here he goes with another of his grand speeches. William has always been fond of staging big scenes. It's his theatrical side.
William siempre le gusta montar grandes escenas en su faceta de teatro.
Does he have an inferiority complex?
I've told him time and time again, Louis. He always has to take it one step too far.
How dare you? You are blind, brother. Even if the evidence bit you on the nose, you still wouldn't see it. I feel sorry for you.
Oh, va a apuñalar.
Tea is drunk hot
Oh, yeah.
or not at all, William. When will you learn?
Oh, no, no.
It's too bitter. You shouldn't let it brew so long.
I knew you'd be coming along. You are so predictable.
Methodical, I would say. Things must be accomplished in the right order if we want the world to keep turning as it does.
Sí, sí. ¿Por qué le teme usted que... ¿Por qué teme usted que me vaya a hacer muerte? A ver, las cosas se deben conseguir en el orden correcto si queremos que el mundo siga su curso.
Whatever the consequences?
What do you mean?
Let's say it hardly leaves any room for free will. Now does it?
It's the adults' responsibility to provide education for their children, Louis. Our
Sí, sí,
family
sí.
only
No
ensures,
me vuelvo a jugar
through
uno de
its
estos juegos,
experience,
güey, que
that
tienen
demons do
puzzles
not
así.
lose themselves in
No
rash
sé, yo no le
decision
entendí,
making.
güey, lo del Papa,
See,
güey.
Louis,
Busqué otra
Gregory
pinche
came
guía
here
para
to
lo del
make you
código, güey.
change
Porque
your
de
mind.
plano no lo
It's
entendí, güey.
time
What the
for
fuck?
things to change.
Es en
I
plan,
acknowledge Father
¿eh?
has done many good things for humanity, but his time is over, and now he must pass on the torch.
That's enough. There, Louis. That's the pathetic example your father has to offer. I really am sorry about what happened to you. You don't know our family yet. We can't have given you a very good impression, but bear in mind that we are all against William's project.
On the contrary,
If he insists on going through with it, we will have no other choice than to intervene
A
by
la verga, se lo
force.
van a apropiar,
Consequently,
güey.
my dear Louis, you're going to have to choose sides. I would much rather have met you in different circumstances.
there you are, Louis. See what happens when you don't follow their orders to the letter.
Louis, I'm afraid the time to decide is now. If you follow William, he will drag you down with him. If, on the other hand, you support me, I can assure you that nothing will happen to you. You won't be blamed for your father's errors.
Ah, the masks are off. I offer you liberty. He obliges you to choose, and shamelessly asks you to betray your own father. That is their true face.
Buen punto, ¿eh?
Before I answer, well, I better think it over very carefully. Do I intend to embrace my demon nature and take my place on the chessboard? Do I stay out of it and do my utmost to stop them? Or do I renounce my nature and do all I can to stay human?
The human. Oh, man,
I
pero...
was born a man. I grew up as such. Finding out that I'm a demon makes no difference. I refuse to let them manipulate humanity the way they do. They're gonna ask me to choose between them. I'll just have to go with the lesser evil of the two. But they better not count on me to keep my word. I'll bring them all down.
¡Hola, verga! Holy shit.
What do you choose?
What the fuck? ¿Está enfermo? ¿Qué pedo? Amor, primero.
I shall follow my father, Sir Gregory.
Very well. But don't say I didn't warn you.
Please, don't take offense, but I just can't turn my back on him. That said, if he turns his back on me, I won't be slow in sticking a dagger between his shoulder blades.
A la
It's
verga,
time we
güey.
finished what we started, brother.
Pues son
The
unos putos
final vote of
salvajes
the
aquí,
conference
güey.
over the acquisition of Louisiana will take place in a few hours.
Okay.
I propose you gather your troops and prepare to close the debate.
Pues está
That's
largo el capítulo
precisely
13,
what I
¿eh?
was going to
No mames.
suggest.
Come, follow me. It's time for us to get ready.
Ahora, ya nos van a vestir como las puercas que somos. Todos
Do
visten
you
igual,
really
güey. ¿Quién
think
es
we have a
quién?
chance of winning?
A chance? You don't know me very well, Louis. We are going to win.
But it only takes one person to vote against us, and we'll have lost.
That's true. That's why none of them will. Why? Because I have an asset that they do not.
Which is...
You.
¿Qué?
My friends, prepare yourselves. The conference is about to resume. The time has come to lay down all our cards.
Gracias, al fin acabé. Ajá, sí, sí, sí. Poder encontrar a Lady Hilstone en su habitación. ¿Qué? ¿Para qué o qué? Ah, sí, cierto, tenía que hablar con esa vieja. Mató a mi jefa. 8 Boxchamps. ¿Cuál subimos, güey? Psicología, lógica. Venga. Excelente, lo acabamos, al fin. Tuve que recurrir a una puta guía otra vez, pero no mames, no le tengo un puto sentido a lo de las fechas y eso. Y en plan, si supiera más de historia, supongo yo, y de todas esas madres, creo yo, no sé, que podría comprenderlo un poco mejor. Gracias. Ya nos falta el último. Ya nada más nos falta el capítulo 5, güey. Y acabamos el puto juego de mierda este. Dale, pues, nos vemos, chaviza. Aunque le podría continuar. No, porque tengo que trabajar. Así que nos vemos. Desde Natal le continúo, no sé. Y lo acabamos de un tirón. Capaz. Hoy es miércoles. Ya veré qué hago. Sale, nos vemos.